Many times we are being asked questions around what is data assessment in any kind of SAP data management initiatives. Now, data assessment from our perspective can be segmented into identifying how your system is behaving. And behaving includes size, growth, performance, compliance, and retention. So we do different kind of assessments, but I'm gonna share some insights around what are the most important assessments we are seeing in the market and what are the drivers for that. So first assessment is the size assessment. So organizations who are moving to S/4HANA or Rise with SAP find that their historical data, if they are not accessing very frequently, can be placed into a secondary storage, which is archiving the data, but having seamless access to that information. But how do you identify what data can be archived? What objects can be utilized to reduce that DB footprint? We do that assessment for our customers. We have seen this assessment reduces the overall footprint of many customers by 60-70%. And that provides a really strong ROI for our customers. Now, we also find that customers who have moved on to, say, Rise platform, they would like to do this data assessment two ways. One, they want to see how their storage vis-a-vis S/4HANA disk is behaving. But many times they also find that their memory utilization of the S/4HANA platform is being compromised as more and more data is being generated in their system. So we do this assessment where we not only give the details about how their system is behaving from storage perspective, but how their system should be behaving on performance, on memory utilization. And we give them guidance where they can use their current systems for years and keep on having an optimized performance by doing data management like archiving, like native storage extension initiative as part of their day-to-day business practices. We have another assessment where we look into the quality of your data. Now, you might have seen that data quality many times is linked with master data. Well, master data is really critical. The completeness, the duplicity, there are the 4 C's of the master data that you want to look into and make sure all of those areas are covered for you to have a seamless end-to-end business process being available to your customers. So we do that assessment where we identify all the gaps into your master data, and we provide also the guidance how to update, how to make changes and remove all of those gaps, or if there are missing fields, if there are duplicate data, if the data is older, how to update that information and provide latest and greatest information. So master data on the data quality, we touched, but many times we also find that there are transactional data quality gaps. Now, transactional data quality gaps could be the fact that your records are not completed or closed. Completeness is, by SAP definition, means if you created an invoice, did you receive full payment from your customer? If you created a purchase order for your vendor, did you utilize the purchase order completely, or it was incomplete and it was never closed? Well, you might ask even a question like, why is it important? Why do I need to do that? It is very critical for financial reportings. It is very critical for your long-term completeness of the data. It is important when you want to do archiving of your data, because system checks that how exactly are you making sure your data quality for transactional data is accurate. So no other organization does this kind of exercise, but we want to make sure that our customers are having data quality completeness, both for master as well as for transactional data. Third piece, performance. Now, I touched that area early on with the memory utilization of your S/4HANA system, because it's directly related to how you are consuming your memory, how much data loads, how many tables are getting loaded in your memory. Well, we have certain tools, certain ways where we can optimize your memory utilization. And there are multiple techniques that you want to incorporate to make sure that whatever memory you have in your S4HANA system, you use it for the data that is required real time for your users. So whether it is how to optimize your table loading, whether it is what tables should be loaded, whether it is the fact that can I do native storage extensions? Can I do the reduction of loading of certain tables by partitioning or by archiving? No one answer is sufficient for the customers. The answer is always a combination of different techniques, and that's where we have built this tool set that will give you an end-to-end guidance of what are the different techniques you need to utilize to make sure your performance is optimized for long time.